Springtime is here. Lights are everywhere. People in the streets are rushing by.
And a woman who's hoping to curb that violence.
Yeah, she has been. What's happening in Chicago? It's being called a national emergency. And we spoke with one woman here in Atlanta who says turning the tide starts with giving young black men an opportunity to succeed.
Good evening. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know what? Everyone deserves an applause, right? Tonight, it's a little bit of a blustery December night. My name is Tracy Hutchins. I'm an anchor at CBS 46 News, and I really appreciate, yay, thank you. We have someone who watches. I really appreciate the opportunity to be back with you once again here in College Park for this amazing event this evening. And I did want to welcome everyone here once again for coming out. This is, of course, the 2019 Clearly College Park Business and Industrial Development Authority Awards reception. And on behalf of Clearly College Park, we extend our sincere appreciation to our business community, because that is why we are here. Businesses are the ones that keep things rolling in any community, especially here in College Park. We thank you for choosing the city as home, because you are key to the prosperity of College Park. And tonight we would like to show our gratitude and celebrate your partnership and work within the College Park community. And on kind of a personal side note, of course, our station CBS 46, we are proud to be a media sponsor for the College Park Skyhawks. Yes. So every game, every home game, we air it on our sister station, Peachtree TV. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch last night, the Skyhawks beating the Go-Go's. I can't even remember the name of the city for the Go-Go's, but I was working last night, but we were happy to see that the Skyhawks brought home yet another win. So we appreciate the partnership, and certainly I know that's bringing a lot of traffic to the city of College Park, but you know what? We take that growth as it comes, right? So we will continue on with our program this evening. Right now, I do ask that you all stand as we get ready for the national anthem, and that will be performed by the North Clayton High School Orchestra. Thank you once again to the North Clayton High School Orchestra. As we know, that is not an easy song to perform and to play. At this time, I would like to ask Chaplain Ronnie Sparks of College Park to come to the stage to bring us our invocation for this evening.
Good evening, everyone. I have been provided the dubious distinction of rendering this evening's invocation. May we all pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, a day we've never seen before. Father, we have gathered this evening for this beautiful occasion with this governing body of BiDA and all of the constituents. Father, we pray for continued unity this evening so that goals can and will be met. We are aware that nothing can be done successfully without including your divine spirit in the process. During this holiday season, Almighty God, we pray for a sense of teamwork, collaborative efforts, integrity, and peace within this organization for the betterment of this great city of College Park, for now and future generations. God, let this board continue to be a good steward of its responsibilities that have been granted to them to carry out the duties that have been slated, that they have been so slated to do. In the spirit of teamwork, compassion, and love, let your will be done. As always, we ask for your heavenly guidance in making these earthly decisions. And now we ask that you bless the hands that has prepared this meal and bless the food for the nourishments of our bodies. In Jesus' name, let us all say amen.
Chaplain, thank you. And now you have a moment to, of course, enjoy each other. All the people at the table there with you, take some pictures, catch up with some of those folks that you haven't seen in a while, and of course, enjoy your meal. And we will begin the program shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, we will continue on with the program this evening. Continue to enjoy your dinner. At this time, I would like to introduce the 2019 board members of Clear League College Park. So as I call your name, please stand so we can put a little spotlight on you, hopefully, and acknowledge you. Vice Chairman, Mr. Demetrius Taylor, please stand. Secretary Treasurer, Ms. Jamel McKenzie, please stand. Mrs. Sabrina Willis. Where are you, Sabrina? There she is. Mr. Aaron Arnold, please stand. Mayor Jack P. Longino. Mayor? There he is. Mayor Pro Tem Tracy Wyatt. I said we're going to have to take a picture together because we match so perfectly, right? And BiDA Attorney Dan Lee. As Madam Chair takes the stage this evening, I ask that any former BiDA board members present this evening please stand and be acknowledged. So if we didn't call your name, please stand. We would like to recognize you as well. Did we miss anyone? There we go. Thank you so much. You can take your seats. Right now, I'd like to welcome Miss Eleanor Cornelius, chair of the Clearly College Park. I'd like to welcome her to the stage this evening. Eleanor? Thank you.
It is indeed a pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the Clearly College Park Board of Directors. I am Eleanor Cornelius, chairwoman of Clearly College Park, extending warm welcomes and holiday wishes to our elected officials, business partners, honorable recipients, special guests, and neighbors. The role of the Clearly College Park Board members is to encourage business relocation and expansion by offering access to BidaOwned property and the utilization of Bida funding initiatives and city-sponsored incentives. I am elated to celebrate this year of development tonight. We are ecstatic to welcome our newest partners, 2 Chainz, one of our very own. Let's give them a hand clap, please. The Atlanta Hawks, yay. College Park Skyhawks, come on, y'all. And the Atlanta Dreams. Come on. These organizations understand Bida's new brand and tagline, Clearly College Park, land in plain sight. We are looking forward to 2020 with the great hope for the airport city development. Our businesses knew, hands down, that College Park was clearly where they needed to locate and conduct business. Again, thanks for attending the 2019 Clearly College Park Annual Awards reception and investing in College Park's present and future. As we continue with introductions, I would like to ask Mayor Jack P. Longino and City Council members to join me on stage. Mayor Longino has led this city into a progressive future along with his fellow council members. Please help me welcome Mayor Jack P. Longino to the stage.
Well, it's great to be here this evening. I hope everybody is enjoying their dinner. Many of you know that this is my last hoorah. I will be moving on to other things. I want to talk a little bit about what we've accomplished. 15 years ago, we moved this facility from Sullivan Road up here. This year, we built the new arena for the College Park Skyhawks and the Atlanta Dreams. Great things are happening in College Park. I never imagined that we'd be being mentioned as many times as I've seen us on TV. I think the one thing that I learned early on is what you do is about teams. And if you work with your team, you can accomplish great things. But if you think you can single-handedly march with a team, that you're always it and nobody else counts, you will not succeed. 28 years with over $1 billion worth of development here in College Park. New jobs, new hotels, new convention center, and new arena. I'm humbly honored to have been able to accomplish what I have been able to accomplish, and many folks in the past few weeks have asked me, how am I? Ladies and gentlemen, I am fine. It's a new chapter. It's a new chapter for College Park. I won't be gone. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be involved. I'm just going to be on the other side. And we'll decide, and maybe in 28 years from now, whether this was a good side or that was a good side. But I'm always about teams, because everything we do is about playing together. Many of the council members tell me, says, I've had their back. Well, they've had mine, because that's how you get great success, is all of us working together and figuring out how to move our differences and still not dislike one another. Because great teams don't always like each other, but they play well together. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's to each and every one of you.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm really happy to see all the people here tonight. This is somewhat of a bittersweet event in the sense that our mayor, who has been with the council and a mayor for, well, with the council for 28 years and with the mayor for 24 years, I believe, is going. We've achieved a lot, as was summarized, but we have a tremendous opportunity here. All the hard work that has gone on in previous councils, certainly before my time, in assembling the properties that we have, the location that we have, location, next to the busiest airport in the world. The opportunity here is tremendous. You're going to see amazing things over the next several years. We have a new mayor coming up. We have some new council, and it's going to be a very exciting time carrying on what has been laid out before us. So I hope you will all be back next year. I hope we will have even more exciting things to tell you, and have a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and look forward to a great New Year. Thank you.
I want to thank all the BIDA members for putting this together. This is a great event. Everybody looking real good tonight. Happy to have everybody here. Thank you for being here.
Good evening. So businesses provide a lot of benefits to our city. They provide valuable goods and services. They employ our citizenry. They pay taxes, and they contribute to the stability and security of our city. So on that note, congratulations to the businesses that are here tonight, and continued success in the upcoming year.
Good evening. I can tell you I'm happy, no doubt about it. 16 years has been a long journey. As most of you know, I'm retiring as well. And so I'm looking forward to some good things. As always, I just want to take this opportunity to thank Artie and Mercedes and Tasha and all the staff, and certainly thank the department heads, and certainly want to forget the citizens of this city. Thank you all for allowing me to serve for 16 years. I've enjoyed it, but I am looking forward to something different. You can believe that. And I'll simply end with this, as I always say. College Park is a great city, and you'll never see a great city without seeing great businesses. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of staff and daily operations, I just wish to offer my appreciation for relevant involvement and contributions for the City of College Park, a lot of the accomplishments and outcomes. And I think to that effect, because 2019 was a banner year. A little while ago, you heard from Madam Chair Eleanor Cornelius, relative to the professional sport franchises we now have here in College Park, here at the Gateway Center complex via the Gateway Center Arena at College Park, and thus the ability to expand economic development opportunities on a catalytic basis, not to mention what's happening here at the Georgia National Convention Center, another hospitality dynamic coming to fruition. Likewise, as some of the elected officials talked about in their comments, tremendous opportunities abound here in the city of College Park, Georgia. A great deal that continues to contribute to the socioeconomic well-being of metropolitan Atlanta. I would ask all involved and anyone concerned to please do as much as you possibly can to have College Park secure the credit that it deserves. Believe it or not, many of the notable aspects of College Park, Georgia are credited as being part of the city of Atlanta, Georgia. So that continues to be an educational process. Likewise, a number of potential stakeholders and business interests are surprised to learn what we are as a community across the board. So that does continue to be a bit of a challenge. However, as each year progresses, it's becoming less of a challenge. Therefore, College Park is being known as a community in which to not only conduct business, but to be successful in business as well. I'd like to also close by sharing with you all that we do look forward to working with newly Mayor-elect Bianca Motley Broom, who's in the audience this evening. Mayor Bianca Motley Broom. As well as Councilman-elect for Ward 3, Ken Allen is here. Ken Allen, ladies and gentlemen. We look forward to working with each of you all to continue the good work, as well as to incorporate your thoughts and vision for the city, which I'm confident that will be in the best interest in the community across the board. So we thank you all in that regard. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and enjoy the New Year as well. Take care and stay well.
Councilman, thank you so much. Mayor Longino, thank you. And at this time, we would like to also recognize our elected officials who are here this evening. Some of you already have been mentioned, including Ken Allen, Councilman-elect. If you could stand, we would like to give you another formal recognition. Thank you, as we turn the House lights up. Also, a representative for Helen Bellamy, Kim White, is representing her as well. And Kimberly Dove from the Fulton County School Board. Kimberly? There she is in the corner there. Bill Edwards, Mayor, City South Fulton. Mayor, good to see you. Dr. Stuart Gully, President, Woodward Academy. Thank you for coming this evening. Shannon James, President and CEO, Aerotropolis, Atlanta. Jim Pfeiffer, Vice President, Corporate Partnerships, Atlanta Dream. Thank you for coming this evening. Chris Cinco, President, Atlanta Dream. Helen Willis, Councilwoman, City of South Fulton. Helen, thank you for coming. Renee Montgomery, a player and the keynote speaker this evening, Atlanta Dream. Yes. Thank you for being here this evening. Also, Artie Jones Jr., St. Mary's City Council member. There he is. And also, of course, Bianca Motley Broom, Mayor-elect, City of College Park. We'll make you stand once again. And also, Princess Dawn Ogun Murugun. I apologize if I've messed up your name. Princess, please stand. There she is in the back. Thank you for coming. And also, we'd like to ask the following guests to stand as well. The City of College Park Department Directors, please stand. I'm going to give you your round of applause as well. They're all at the same table, so that makes it a little bit easy for us. City of College Park staff, please stand and be recognized too. And the Georgia International Convention Center staff, we couldn't do it without you. Venture Denmark and members of the planning board as well, spending a lot of time making the event possible. Want to recognize you. And the Board of Zoning Appeals and College Park Main Street Association. And there's also some recognition for our partners, including MARTA, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, big one there, Atlanta Regional Commission, GDOT, Aerotropolis Atlanta, and Aerotropolis CID. Thank you to all of them. Thank you so much, of course, for making everything possible in the City of College Park. We also do want to thank Kevin Smith and the members of MOVE for volunteering to help this evening with the event. So at this time, I would like to introduce Chris Cinco, the newest member to partner with the City of College Park, and of course, the president of the Atlanta Dream. Chris, if you could please come to the stage. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. How are you? Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm your new neighbor. How are you? We are really excited to be here. I got to tell you, I'm addicted to the South Side and clearly College Park. We're thrilled to be here. So thank you for having us. It's a great honor. Everybody that we have dealt with to date has been amazing. It started with Mercedes Miller, of course, and Giannis and Jason and all the folks over here at the GICC. The mayor has been great. The council's been great. Mayor-elect, we look forward to working with you. Artie has been great. Terrence, I can't speak to how wonderful the people in this room are and how welcome they've made the Atlanta Dream feel. So thank you to all of you for having us here. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you. But it's my job as president of the Dream to do two things. One, to introduce our speaker, but two, to get you to be involved in the Atlanta Dream. All of you are business owners. All of you understand the importance of business and getting people into your businesses. Our objective is to bring as many people to College Park as possible. The arena seats about 3,500. That's our objective, 18 times a year, plus playoffs, plus a championship, Renee, if we can get there, right? We need you guys to get involved. How many have been to an Atlanta Dream game before? Raise your hand, be honest. All right. How many are going to come to College Park and see the Atlanta Dream play? All right. That's important to us. So you will find when you leave a little gift card that tells you about our ticket prices, and this is my opinion, okay? If I were you, of course. I would buy a couple tickets for my staff and for my people, and I'd reward them and have them come to games and see this product. You're talking about the best 144 athletes in the world at what they do, the very best, the very best. So I entice you through my words to say it's better than anything that you'll see. It's an amazing product. I want you all to come out and enjoy it. So thank you very much. Let me tell you a little bit about our speaker. Renee Montgomery, I've known for a very long time. Renee went to the University of Connecticut, where I went to the University of Connecticut. Of course, she's a lot younger than I am. I'm sure she will tell you that or remind you of that. Renee was drafted number 4 overall in 2009. She had already won a championship at the University of Connecticut, and she was drafted by the Minnesota Lynx. I actually was the GM in Connecticut, and I traded for Renee to come and play for me in 2010. And then in 2015, I traded Renee to Seattle. Sorry, Renee. And then when I came to Atlanta to run this team, we brought Renee back, and she's been with us for 2 years going into her 3rd season. Renee is very active in the community. She has the Renee Montgomery Foundation. She was a McDonald's All-American. She's a Gatorade Player of the Year. She's won 2 championships at Minnesota in the WNBA. She's been a WNBA All-Star. She's all everything. She's an amazing commentator. She works with Petrie TV, and she does Skyhawks color commentary, so you can see her on television here locally. and she's very active in the community. She's an amazing individual. I hope you'll enjoy her as much as we do. Please welcome Renee Montgomery after this video.
Though he has since retired from his post, his legacy lives on, as demonstrated in today's presentation by my distinguished colleagues, Just Blaze and Money S.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hov.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
From downtown. H to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. I guess even back then you can call me.
As much as you love seeing my face, that was not the video. But I can tell you what happened. Renee scores a lot of baskets, there's a lot of action, people are clapping, it's an amazing thing, a lot of music, there are other athletes. Please welcome Renee Montgomery. Come on up, Renee.
All right. Well, you guys didn't get to see any of my highlights, but that's okay. And let me, while I'm getting my papers together, because I know there's a teleprompter, I just don't trust electronics sometimes. Okay, so we need to start practicing. I'm Renee Montgomery of the Atlanta Dream, and I'm going to be playing next door in the summer, so we got to practice clapping. Your claps, I want to get you ready for the game. Y'all's claps are a little bit too proper. Can we get like a good round of applause and see what's... Okay. All right. I had to just make sure you could do it, because I need you to do that throughout my speech right now. Make me feel good about being up here, okay? Okay, thank you. Yes, you got it. Okay, so basketball started out being the love of my life. So imagine doing the same thing your whole life. I mean, your whole life. Think about this. Imagine starting at the age of 6 when you found the love of the game. Then this love grew to your junior high years and your high school years. And then you realized, I can play this in college and get a free education. Then imagine you could play this game and they're actually going to pay me to do it. So imagine playing this game from the age of 6 years old all the way into your adulthood. Now, I've been told I have a great basketball pedigree. And people say this because I've won a championship or played in a championship at every level. In the AAU Nationals, we were in the championship game. The same in junior high. Chris told you a lot of this, but in high school, I won 3 out of the 4 years. Then I went on to UConn to win a national championship, and I won 2 championships in the WNBA, and I'm looking for my 3rd here with Atlanta in College Park. Now, I say all that to show you how basketball can almost feel like it's an athlete's purpose. Winning is our only goal. So we go to sleep thinking about it, we wake up thinking about it. Imagine this one thing being a large part of your whole identity. Now imagine that one of those things that you love the most in the world can be taken away in one step. Just one step. One step until you have to wait 7 months until you can do this thing you love again. One step until you might not ever be able to do it again. This is the life of an athlete. The life of an athlete means rehabbing for months, not knowing if you'll be the same player you were before you got hurt. The life of an athlete means you have to put yourself out there to be critiqued every day, and I know you guys know about the trolls on the internet. So also being the life of an athlete means you could do everything right and still take that one wrong step. So why am I piloting my way forward? Because I'm that kid, I'm that athlete, and I'm always one step away. Now, do I think about that while I'm playing? No, of course not, but it is a reality. The good news is, basketball is so much more than what goes on the court. I've gained teammates that have turned into lifelong friends, I've become a role model, and let's be frank, I've been afforded the opportunity to live a nice lifestyle. You guys can... So as a female athlete, I love all of those things, but I have to think about what happens after the ball goes through the net the last time. So as I go through this journey, I feel it's my responsibility to think of how can I pilot the way forward for the younger generation. My solution, I started my own foundation. Now it took me months, but I came up with the most creative and descriptive title I could think of for my foundation. The Renee Montgomery Foundation. Booker T. Washington said, if you want to lift yourself up, try lifting up someone else. So after I came up with the name, I began to think, what do I want my foundation to accomplish? All that kept popping in my mind is that I wanted to spread positivity. Then I started to think, now how can I spread positivity to the people? One of the goals of my foundation is to promote discipline, teamwork, self-confidence, and work ethic in young athletes and also and especially in girls. These are very important skills that are vital to everyday life in general. Now, young female athletes' love for the game is just not the same as it used to be. So Nike created a program called the Game Girls because a lot of girls around the age of 12 just stopped playing sports. This means that the girls will not learn the important skills, discipline, teamwork, self-confidence, and work ethic, and the mayor talked about teamwork before, but they won't learn those skills because they won't be playing sports. Now, this skill set is vital for success in everyday life. Junior R.M., a head coach of UConn, was quoted saying, bottom line is, you're either a risk taker or you're not. And if you don't take risk, you won't win big. This quote is what inspired me to implement the Let's Go Pro, despite the daunting task of funding it. Let's Go Pro is an initiative designed to showcase women's sports, but more specifically, women's professional sports. Now, I started with my home state because in West Virginia, we don't have any professional sports teams in the state. None. Not NBA, not NFL, not MLB, nothing. So a lot of the people that are born in West Virginia and raised in West Virginia, they never leave the state. There's a lot of things, apparently there's a lot of things that go on into bringing a large group of people from one state to the next. Who knew? I didn't know. But there's a long line of tasks, but the first thing I had to do was raise funds for it. Now, it sounded good, and I told my snook, which is my mom, this is gonna be easy getting people to support it. It's such a great idea. Boy, was I wrong. Michelle Obama once said, it's not about the amount of money you make, it's about the difference you make in people's lives. So everyone knows fundraising is no fun, and I found out the hard way that it is really hard to get someone to cut a check. I'm sure, yeah, I got a lot of yeses for that. We're in the politics area, so. But I stayed the course, and I was able to fund the whole event, the bus ride, the meals, the hotel stay, the game tickets. And in case you're watching this, and anybody that might be watching this, shout out to Eat Clean Bro and Commodity Cables, because those were the sponsors that took a chance on me to make my very first initiative a big success. And as I said, I'm a dreamer, and their funding allowed me to expose 60 people to a professional sports game. Now, I received feedback from a lot of the participants, many of whom did not follow women's basketball before the trip and now are avid fans and advocates for the game. I'm going to pause for applause. Thanks. So one of the participants said he never knew what all the fuss was about traveling, but now that he's been to Atlanta, he gets it. I'll be doing the same initiative annually because that's the exact change I want to make. Now, having said that, I'd be crazy to not take this opportunity for a shameless plug. In 2020, I have some really exciting events coming up with my foundation, but they cost money. So if you would like to help me change people's lives, you can go to ReneeMontgomeryFoundation.org. Now, after this first initiative, I went from not only wanting to inspire others to grow the women's game, but also to encourage the younger generation. I wanted to leave a legacy that would be a roadmap for them. A legacy. Like, what does that even mean? I mean, I've heard it all the time, and I know the gist of it, so me being me, I asked Siri to define it. I didn't really like Siri's definition, so I went searching on Google, and legacy. A legacy is the story of someone's life, the things they did, places they went, goals they accomplished, their failures, and more. The failures stuck out to me because when I think of what I would want my legacy to be, it's all about the good things. But when I had to sit down and think about all of my failures, I began to understand that that's actually what defines you. Remember when I talked about being in the championship game at every level? Well, I didn't win all of those games. So maybe me losing the national championship my first 3 years at UConn is what helped me to motivate my teammates to go undefeated my senior year. Fast forward to the pros. I will never forget Game 5 playing with the Minnesota Lynx against the Los Angeles Sparks. We were 3 seconds away from going back-to-back. 3 seconds. Now, I can still remember watching Nneka Ogwumike gather her rebound and put the ball back in as the time expired. And maybe because we lost the way we did in 2016, it helped us to come back the next year and win the WNBA title. I don't know, maybe. And basketball can open up a whole world of opportunities on and off the court. You can coach, shouts to Coach Nikki. You can commentate, shout out to Peachtree TV, the Skyhawks, ESPN. You can get a front office position like my man Chris over here. You can be a spokesperson for a company. You can travel the world. Shout out to Delta because they're my favorite. And I've done some of these things while I'm been a professional athlete. But the possibilities really are endless. You just have to prepare for them. Now, Benjamin Franklin said, by preparing to fail, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Now, imagine being 32. And I know I have you guys imagine a lot, but I'm a dreamer, so bear with me. Okay, so imagine being 32 and you're at the top of your profession, amongst the best of the best, and then boom, you have to start over in a new career with absolutely no experience. That was my life last year when I decided to forego my substantial salary overseas to take a risk on myself. I knew I wanted to be in entertainment. It was my other childhood dream, but how? A lot of people think it's simple. Oh, you're a WNBA player. I'm sure there's a lot of people throwing you job offers. Wrong. I spent the whole last off-season preparing. I enrolled in acting and improv classes. I entered into the Harvard School of Business crossover program and passed it. Thank you. I did acting and speaking engagements for free because I just was trying to get myself out there. I would tell people my aspirations and they would look at me and tell me I'm crazy. Asking for help was completely out of my comfort zone, but I had to start at level 1 and pilot my way forward. You see what I did there? Okay. I need y'all to appreciate this speech. It took some time to write, okay? So as I started this new journey, it makes me reflect on my first love. I want to make sure we're all following, because I don't want any listeners left behind. My first love is basketball. So as I started reflecting on the places basketball had taken me and to where I am now, I truly started to appreciate the things that it taught me: discipline, teamwork, self-confidence, work ethic. I'm thankful because all of those traits I learned doing what I love is what helped me succeed in my new career path. By the way, if this is sounding like a retirement speech, I assure you it's not. I still feel like I got a lot of threes left in me, okay? But I was told to give you guys a speech, so I started reflecting, which is something I typically never do. So in closing, while reflecting, I realized basketball is still the love of my life. I'll always love it. But I want my legacy to be more. Your legacy is something you leave behind to be remembered by. So, like, what do I want my legacy to be? What will yours be? Will my story be told? Gandhi said, the future depends on what you do today. So, what are you doing today? Thank you.
Well, he has since retired from his post. His legacy lives on, as demonstrated in today's presentation by my distinguished colleagues, Just Blaze and Money S.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hov.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
From downtown, H to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. I guess even back then you can call me the CEO of the ROC. I jumped out the frying pan into the fire. I be the music biz #1 supplier. Fly it in a piece of paper bearing my name. Got the flyest chick in the game wearing my chain. But you know I've seen it all before.
Yes. So glad we got a chance chance to see the video. Our thank you to Renee Montgomery and Chris Cinco as well. They're over there getting their picture taken. And Renee was just mentioning part of the Peachtree kind of family. Again, as I mentioned, we're so proud at CBS 46 to be able to broadcast the Skyhawks, so of course all their home games, and here Renee broadcast as well, was listening to her last night in between shows. So we're giving out lots more awards this evening. That's the other part of the program that we will be heading into right now. This is the presentation of the awards that we want to get into. Now, there's no better award to begin with than the Business of the Year. And this business we're talking about is Maine and Virginia. Well, much excitement has been generated surrounding the new business coming to Main Street this year. Almost as much excitement is contained within this local establishment around lunchtime every day. Imagine it gets pretty crowded. Well, this family-owned business was named one of the top 75 restaurants in Metro Atlanta. And I've been in Atlanta long enough to know there are lots and lots of great places to eat across the metro area. It's locally one of our favorite gems in the College Park area. We've been really excited to see this business grow, but would like to see them get even bigger, kind of burst at the seams there. The 2019 Business of the Year for Main Street and Virginia Avenue is Taqueria Don Sinye, accepted by owners Sigfredo and Patricia Rodriguez, presented by Main Street manager Miss Renee Coakley. Please come on up. I think we're going to watch this little video here really quick.
Si el ritmo te lleva a mover la cabeza y empezamos como es. Mi música no discrimina a nadie, así que vamos a romper. Toda mi gente se mueve. Mira el ritmo como los tiene. Hago música que entretiene. El mundo nos quiere, me quiere a mí. Toda mi gente se mueve. Mira el ritmo como los tiene. Hago música que entretiene. Mi música los tiene fuerte bailando y se baila así.
La fiesta no para, apenas comienza. C'est comme ça, ma chérie.
Now we're all hungry again, even though we had lots for dinner. Our next recipient is known nationally for their fresh-baked biscuits and, of course, hot fried chicken. It's like a theme. Lots and lots of food tonight, ready for the holidays, right? Well, this local establishment is better known for their commitment to service to our local community, always offering a helping hand to help whenever they're called. The 2019 Old National and Southside Corridor Business of the Year will be presented by Ms. Tasha Hall Garrison, Economic Development Program Manager, to this year's recipient, Bo Jangles. Please welcome her to the stage to accept.
Presenting this award and receiving it on behalf of Bojangles. They were unable to join us this evening. Oh, you are? Come on up here, girl. I didn't think that she would be able to join us this evening because she had to work earlier today. Like many of our entrepreneurs, they are unable to join us in some occasions. But thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Well, the city of Atlanta controls Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, but the domestic terminal, Concourse T, A, and the southern section of B are actually in the city of College Park. Now, we'd like to recognize representatives of ATL's Department of Aviation. Please be acknowledged, and we do thank each of the staff members for their collaboration. Yes, certainly. Really helping grow the success of the city of College Park, the city of Atlanta, and Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Now, the recipient of the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport College Park Business of the Year helps in providing a positive experience and memorable meal to passengers, of course, traveling through the airport on behalf of the city and community. We proudly announce Jack Mott and the TGI Friday B Concourse team as our Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta Airport International Airport College Park Business of the Year. It's a lot to get through there. Presented by Gary Young, Director of Airport Affairs. Please welcome Ms. Valerie Richardson Jackson to the stage, accepting on behalf of Jack Mott.
Raise a cup up for all my day ones. 2 middle fingers for the haters. Life's only getting greater. Straight up from nothing we go.
Good evening. Thank you all. I'm especially proud to be here tonight. Mr. Mayor, Mayor-elect, all of the elected officials, and each of you tonight that's joining us. For several decades, I have watched the growth and development of College Park. It has been impressive. It has been strong, creative, and always welcoming. Thank you, BiDA, for this award this evening in recognition of Jack Mott's Hospitality's Fridays on Concourse B, which, as she indicated, is technically in College Park. This evening, I'd like to recognize also two of the main reasons that we earned this award. Please stand. Andrew Pearson, our Director of Operations, stand up, and Scott Pennington, the GM of Fridays on Concourse B. Thank you, Scott and Andrew. And thank you again, BiDA, for this honor. Maynard, my late husband, Maynard Jackson, had a vision for Hartsfield-Jackson, for that airport. But vision is not the only thing that makes a dream come true. You have to have laying on of hands also. So for everyone who has contributed, who has been a part of Hartsfield-Jackson, whether you're in business or you're in management or you're in service, whatever, I want to thank you for your laying on of hands, which has helped to keep Hartsfield-Jackson the greatest airport in the world, and Maynard would be proud. Thank you very much. I also wanted to compliment Ms. Montgomery. My daughter is a big Atlanta Dream fan, and she's going to be very upset when she finds out that you spoke tonight and that I did not bring her.
So you'll have to make that up later to her in some other way, right? Well, you know, many elements create a community, but the dedication to service and fellowship is this next recipient. They truly exemplify that and define ours as one with lots of love and certainly spunk. The small yet active group must have found the secret to cloning because they touch every aspect of our community in a lot of ways that many of us may not know about. By volunteering their time at College Park Elementary, helping students to meet reading goals, hosting AA meetings every Wednesday night, and donating money to help those in need pay their utility bills. That is a big one. Absolutely, that deserves applause as well. Well, their dedication to service is not only etched in their hearts, but felt throughout our hearts as well. Our recipient of the 2019 Special Recognition Award is St. John Episcopal. Please welcome Reverend Teresa Bryce, accepting on behalf of St. John Episcopal. And the mayor, Jack Longino, is actually presenting the award this evening.
boy, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got trouble, and I got them too. There isn't anything that wouldn't do for you. We stick together, see it through, 'cause you.
St. John's Episcopal has been in the College Park community for well over 100 years, coming in right after the turn of the 20th century. And we are proud to still be here, to be working with people, being able to offer a safe place to come, to fellowship, to worship, to engage in ministry. And so on behalf of the whole parish of St. John's Episcopal and the members of our ministry team that are here at these couple of tables, I just wanted to say thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Well, certainly a lot has happened over the last 25 years. We've all gotten older, right? But better, obviously. One thing that's remained consistent, though, is our Legacy Award winner and the dedication to their customers. So this local establishment specializes in services that have helped transform the lives of their clientele, really during the toughest time of their lives. They specialize in helping those undergoing hair loss because of medical need to be reminded of just how beautiful they really are. One would never imagine the tremendous impact that Mina's has had. Unfortunately, the owners were unavailable and unable to join us this evening, so we ask our Vice Chair, Demetrius Taylor, to accept this award on behalf of Mina's. Demetrius?
As the video is playing, I would like for all of you to take a little moment to give Mina's a round of applause, because for what it is that they're doing in the community to service those who have been going through medical needs and medical problems. That's a big, wonderful thing that we want to acknowledge. And to all of our new businesses that have come to College Park, we too want to encourage you to not only be businessmen, but also to celebrate the city, to get into the city and to become active in the invigorating of the spirit of the city. And you too will have this award. So on behalf of Mina's, we thank you for all of your time, your energy, your love, and your support. Thank you.
So, you know, when celebrities come to town, and we often have a lot of them because of all the movies that are filmed here, they have one thing in common with the locals. They can all be seen licking their fingers at this one local establishment. Although we'd like to commend them for their restaurant, tonight they're being commended for exemplifying the attributes desired in business today. Hardworking, integrity, and team players. They could all be defined, used to define this particular couple. They're seen daily working hand in hand with their team, and also at night supporting their businesses nearby. We commend you for all you've done and all you will do for the city of College Park. Our best new business persons of the year are Willie and Ramona Griggy. And they have their own fan club here with them this evening.
Here it is.
is a groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to dance, but what about a groove that soothes and moves romance? Give me a soft, subtle mix. And if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. And think of the summers of the past. Adjust the bass and let the alpine blast. Pop in my CD and let me run a rhyme and put your car on cruise and lay back, cause it's summertime.
Good evening, good evening. God, first of all, we wanted to thank, of course, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who is the head of our life. Our incredible children who have suffered some these past 2 years, being without my husband and I on a daily basis. We worked hard to build this restaurant to what it is today. We couldn't do it without our incredible team. We have some wonderful people that work for us. Shemaya Dawson over there, Travis, the whole little crew. We were also newly formed our franchise. We're able to franchise our business now. Very excited about that. Our new franchisee, who is opening 3 Hattie Marie's barbecue locations, is here with us. Please stand. Tanya is at our table. So excited about this. When we opened Hattie Marie's exactly 2 years ago, we wanted to honor Hattie Marie Griggy, my husband's mother, and carry on her legacy of loving on people, taking care of people, which we did at our home. The same way we service our customers today is the same way we did at home, and she did at her home in Texas. When they leave from Hattie Marie's, it's not just about food, it's fellowship. You know, they leave with some good memories. We take tons of pictures and hug on lots of people and hear all kinds of stories. People come from near and far. But most of all, we just wanted to make sure that her legacy and what she believed in lived on. So very proud of this awesome award. Thank you so much to Bida, Artie, AJ. Thank you so much for holding our hand through this entire process and coming from people with no restaurant experience. None at all. None. Zero. To servicing thousands and thousands of people every month. We're super proud. Thank you so much to Morgan and Kennedy Griggy over there. Stand up, please. Those are our children that are at home. My daughter spends many Saturdays alone while we're at Hattie Marie's, so we definitely wanted to dedicate this to them. Thank you so much for being patient. This is all for you guys. We're gonna leave this for you to take care of. One thing I definitely wanted to say was our family, and I didn't tell my husband this, I wanted to dedicate this award. Excuse me. We lost Sean Simon, who is my husband's cousin, but more like a brother, and our very best friend at the age of 43 about a month ago. And we left the hospital and came to Hattie Marie's and continued to work because he would come to Hattie Marie's and support us, and we knew that he wanted us to continue what we were doing. So tonight I want to accept this in his memory, and we're going to keep shining for him. Thank you.
Congratulations to you both. I know that's a lot, and certainly I know he's smiling down watching you this evening, and And that's a lot to get a business up and going in 2 years and be so successful. And tonight we do want to say congratulations to all of our awardees this evening. The true winner tonight is the city of College Park for being home to the metro areas and probably the state of Georgia's most attractive, compassionate, and diligent business community. Let's give them all a round of applause. So right now, I would like to welcome a man that hasn't sat down the entire night, Mr. Artie Jones III, Executive Director of Clearly College Park and Director of Economic Development. He'll come to the stage to really give you an overview of current and economic activity in the city of College Park. Since 2013, Mr. Jones has been critical in attracting thousands of jobs to the city, as well as creating the city's first tax allocation district. Most recently, Mr. Jones facilitated the attraction of the College Park Skyhawks with the development of a new multi-purpose arena, of course, Gateway Center Arena, and served as a catalyst to the development of Airport City. Artie's unique ability to conjoin economic and community development has attributed the receipt of over $1.5 million in grant funding, an increase in residential development and improvement within the quality of life of everyone living and moving through the city of College Park. When Artie's not advocating to receive quality developments on behalf of the city, you can find him with the local recreation center, there at the rec center or at the gym or maybe even the park. He spends time with his wife Shamika and children, Artie IV, Alexandria, Tyra, Taylor, and Tyson, who, by the way, loves to eat lots of bread. Well, please welcome Artie Jones III to the stage this evening.
Wavy Boy Productions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, come on, you were doing better than for that, Renee. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, let's clap. Come on. All right. Let's all give a big round of applause for our MC on this evening, Ms. Tracy Hutchins from CBX 46. She does a fantastic job for us. I believe this is 3 years in a row, maybe, that you've been working with us. Fantastic job. And also, Renee Montgomery, you inspired me, and I'm not even a female. I mean, you inspired me to go out and to do more in the community and also to push beyond, to really go out and make a difference. Your plight, what you do with your nonprofit organization, I'm quite sure there are a number of nonprofit organizations that experience that very same thing. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of what you're doing. I have a daughter who is an avid basketball player. She was sitting outside when you started to speak. I said, hey, you got to get in here and watch this. But she's very impressed with you, and I'm very impressed with you, and please keep up the good work. Let's give her a round of applause. I'd also like to congratulate all of the College Park Business and Industrial Development Authority winners on this evening. You guys are the backbone of the city. If it were not for you, College Park would not be where it is today. So a big round of applause for all of the businesses within the city of College Park. And I really have to give shout outs to the College Park Business and Industrial Development Authority Board. I know at times I call on you a whole lot to come to meetings, and I'm very passionate about the projects and the things that are going on in the city of College Park. Thanks for putting your faith behind me, listening to me, following through with, pushing forward with projects that, College Park has never seen before. But I'm very honored to work with you. And last but not least, I want to thank the City Council. 3 of the 5 city council members were responsible for, recruiting this skinny guy from Southeast Georgia, bringing me up here, my family, in 2013, and having faith in me. They could have went out and they could have, they could have went and received,
economic development directors that had served in bigger cities. They could have, gone after individuals that were in Ivy League schools, but no, they put faith in me, and look what has happened. I believe that I have grown with them and they have grown with me, and as a result, the city of College Park has grown also. So a big shout out to the city council. And this event would not have been possible if it were not for my team, the Economic Development Department. I'd like for Gary Young to please stand. He's the project manager for economic development. Renee Coakley to please stand. She's my Main Street manager. And Tasha Hall Garrison also to please stand. She's my program manager. All right. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife and kids. My wife is here. Stand up, wife. Stand up. For putting up with me. Isn't she beautiful? And I'd like to thank my kids also for putting up with me. I know from time to time I get a little tense, and it's almost like clockwork. I want to get things done, and I have I have the way I like to do things, and if it's not the way I want to have it, sometimes I'm not the best person to get along with. But thank you all for your patience and your love and kindness and your support. Now, we have 2 more very important awards to hand out here shortly, but before we do that, I wanted to share a little bit about where we are now, where we've been, and where we're going as a city. Where we are now is impressive, if I do say so myself. From fiscal year 2017 to 2018, we've witnessed a 27% increase in the number of residential homes being built and a development cost increase of 50%, which correlates to a 2.9% increase. Applause, please. The numbers are even more promising on the commercial development side. The number of commercial permits grew from just 3 in 2016 to 84 in 2018, representing a leap in development costs from $3.2 million to, wait for it, $83.136 million. I have all the faith in the world that those numbers will continue to climb. All that development means jobs. It means growth. Now, I'd like to turn your focus briefly to the north. By north, I'm talking about 50 miles north of Atlanta. It is said that when the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers formed Lake Lanier in the 1950s, that local businesses and some 700 families were moved from their homes so the area could be flooded. Once thriving communities were wiped out as the waters filled the reservoir over the course of several years. They say there's even a grandstand from an old racetrack under the waters of Lake Lanier. In a way, very much the same thing has happened here in College Park due to the expansion of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Countless prosperous businesses, hundreds of homes, and even 8 churches have given way to overgrown empty lots, places where only a sidewalk and a set of steps serve as evidence that a house once stood there. A set of retaining walls stands where they're no longer a business. Mature trees that may have once held a tire swing are now empty. Sounds a little like a ghost town, doesn't it? But it's not. The proverbial waters are simply rising to make way for something new, but in a very good way. I'm not one to name drop, but recently I took a gentleman by the name of Tawheed Epps on a tour of the city of College Park. You may know him better as 2 Chainz. College Park is 2 Chainz' hometown, and as we toured the city, he revealed that his house once stood in the place where the 5th runway at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport stands today. As we walked through the Brady Recreation Center, one of the very few remaining structures within the airport city development area, Tawheed reminisced and talked about how the Wayman and Bessie Brady Recreation Center seemed so much smaller than what he had remembered nearly 20 years earlier when he lived in the area. While we're all excited about the growth that's happening in and around College Park as we embrace the new, I believe it's essential that we honor our past. In my role as the Director of Economic Development for the City of College Park, I can assure you that we're not just clear-cutting the area to rid us of the past. We're making thoughtful, forward-looking choices to pave the way to our future. But as we grow, I feel it's important that we take a pause to try and keep the pieces of old College Park's character intact. From plaques and historic markers to street names and public art designed to pay tribute to the past. With every new business we attract to the area, we're adding jobs. While I can talk all day in terms of statistics, I want you to seriously consider what job growth means from a human perspective. While many of us here tonight either own a business, operate a business, or are gainfully employed, have you ever thought of how having a job affects our lives? A job to a man or woman means self-worth, a source of pride, as well as income, a means of putting food on the table and taking care of their family. For some, a job or gainful employment is a reason for living. For me, what I do for a living, I get to meet. For what I do for a living, I love what I do. I get to meet wonderful people like you every day, and sometimes not so wonderful people. I get to help businesses find their home in the city of College Park, all while providing for my family. It's incredibly rewarding. Just recently over the Thanksgiving holiday, I had the opportunity to be reunited with my family for the very first Jones family reunion. The patriarch of the family, my grandfather, Artie Jones Sr., who is now 90 years old, was in attendance, along with a host of aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews. During the family history portion of the reunion, I learned a great deal more about my grandfather. I knew that he was married and had 9 children, with my father being the oldest of the clan and becoming his namesake and then passing it on to me. I also knew that he worked 48 long years for the St. Mary's Railroad before retiring, 48 years. My grandfather has always been a super humble individual, a jack of all trades, giving his all and giving his last, even if others wouldn't do the same for him. Does this sound familiar? I found during my first family reunion that my granddad didn't have a formal education beyond the 8th grade. Because schools for African Americans at the time were hard to come by, and he was needed by his family to make ends meet at a very young age. I learned that my grandfather wasn't well treated at his job, was given the worst jobs at times to do, but he still smiled and he did what he had to do to provide for his family. I learned that my grandfather didn't miss one day of work throughout nearly 5 decades of service to the railroad. Now, how many of us can say they've never missed a day from work? I'm going to use some sick days if I have to. I'm not mayor, council, I don't use sick days. My grandfather's job supported his family. It put food on the table. It put a roof over their head. It put several children through college who went on to become doctors, elected officials, serve in the military, and become productive citizens. A job to my grandfather, Artie Jones Sr., was a means of self-worth, a source of pride as well as income, a means of putting food on the table and taking care of his family. My grandfather's job gave him a reason for living. We are doing great things here in College Park. We're welcoming and employing a lot of people at different levels of employment. By doing so, we're helping your neighbors, friends, and family realize a higher quality of life through gainful employment and reduced crime in the area. New affordable homes in the city of College Park means parents can spend more time with their families because they can work closer to where they live. That's what's important to me, as well as what's important to the 2 gentlemen that we're about to honor on this evening. I'd like to call to the stage Mr. Emmanuel Rainey, Recreation and Cultural Arts Director for the City of College Park, the Honorable Joe Karn, Fulton County Commissioner, and clearly College Park Development Authority appointee Aaron Arnold to honor our next awardee.
evening, everyone. Coming as a employee, the person we're recognizing tonight, I got to know firsthand, working on Godby Road, Recreation Center, now the Tracy Wyatt Recreation Complex. The complex is that of what it is. It's a complex. And to know this young man, he showed me that determination, hard work, and a sense of pride in bringing something to a community shows something that we all should have. He showed me one thing that I hold true to this day. You can't inspect what you don't expect. I want to say that one more time. You cannot inspect what you don't expect, or you can expect what you don't inspect. That term rings true. Having a sense of pride and understanding of work ethic, pride, sensibility, and compassion towards work. Understanding that we all have a job to do and a standard to do it at. A standard to rise, to do a job, and to have an understanding of how to do it. I truly appreciate the legacy that he's left and the understanding that the underserved community that he's leaving, that he understands that the least of these, he's truly going to continue to serve. I thank him for his service, and I appreciate his opportunity to serve this community. Thank you.
All right, good evening. How's everybody? All right, great looking crowd. My name is Joe Karn. I serve as your Fulton County Commissioner for District 6, which includes the city of College Park. I also served as city councilman and former vice mayor of College Park for 12 years. I wanted to take some time out on behalf of this county to recognize two gentlemen that have literally changed the face of this city. When I moved here 22 years ago, College Park looked like a speck at the end of the runway. And over that time period, no one can deny the type of progress that we've seen in this city. Mayor Jack Longino and Council Member Tracy Wyatt have literally built what I consider the modern city that is College Park. And I was just glad to be a part of it, to learn from this city, to learn from the residents and the citizens. The transformation that this city has undergone under these two gentlemen's leadership has just been nothing short of amazing, truly amazing in our city. The changes in development as well as the quality of life for thousands of citizens has been forever affected due to their dedication and hard work. And I do mean it's hard work, folks. When you step in as an elected official, you sacrifice your personal life, you sacrifice your finances, and you really put it on the line to serve your community. So I do want to recognize at this time Mayor Longino, Councilman Tracy Wyatt, if you all will come up, we got just a small token of appreciation. I think that deserves a standing ovation because we're here, even in this center here, because of these two gentlemen in part. Councilman Wyatt, where are you? Oh, here he comes. All right. Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'm not gonna read this whole thing so we can get home now, but I'm gonna read just a slight bit of this. Councilman Wyatt, as a native of East Point, Georgia, the 9th of 10 children, he graduated from Walter F. George High School, where he spent 5 years in the junior ROTC. After graduation, entering the United States Army. Councilman Wyatt's primary responsibility has been to set policy and provide governance for the city of College Park, providing strong stewardship with decision-making concerning the physical and financial stability for this city, the future development, the business climate, infrastructure, and quality of life for all residents. Therefore, it be resolved that the Fulton County Board of Commissioners applauds the service and countless contributions of Councilman Wyatt to the City of College Park and does hereby proclaim Thursday, December 12th, 2019 as Councilman Tracy Wyatt Appreciation Day, Fulton County, Georgia. Let's hear it, y'all. All right, we got one more here. Mayor Jack Longino, who served as council member of College Park from 1992 to 96 before he was elected mayor, and has proudly served 6 consecutive terms in the same role as grandfather, the late George F. Longino, who served as mayor of College Park from 1914 to 1918. That's over 100 years ago, folks. Mayor Jack Longino has built an incredible legacy, which includes the College Park Mayoral Scholarship Fund, the Gateway Center Arena, the Georgia International Convention Center that will be realized for future generations, and he is committed to continuing to work hard for all of College Park. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Fulton County Board of Commissioners applauds Mayor Longino for his 6 consecutive terms as mayor of College Park and making him the longest-serving mayor in the city's history, and does hereby proclaim Thursday, December 12th, 2019 as Mayor Jack P. Longino Appreciation Day in Fulton County, Georgia. All right, let's hear it. Mayor Longino. Thank you. All right. Let's say
Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron Paxton Arnold. I am a member of BIDA. I think I'm the rookie on the team, or the neophyte, so it's been an honor to serve on the board. And today is truly a blessing for me because it's not too often that you get to honor and present an award to somebody that you look up to and admire dearly. And 2 years ago, I actually sat with Tracy across the street and had breakfast with him. And I knew going into the meeting that I was going to pick up the tab because, when you get somebody of influence and importance, you want to do business the right way. And I sat in front of Tracy and I introduced myself, told him what I was about. And even though I put out my credit card, he tried to put his out first, but I still picked up the tab. And it's good, but ever since I've known Tracy after that, he's always been picking up the tabs, which I thank you because I have a daughter about to go to college, so I need to save some of that bread. But not only has Tracy been picking up the tab for me for the last 2 years, but since his involvement with the community in the city of College Park, he's been picking up the tab for people, whether it be through the Tracy Wyatt Center and then the turkey giveaways and all the other things that he's done in the community, not just from Main Street, but off of Old Nat to Godby Road and so forth. And so from the bottom of my heart, it is truly a blessing that you saw something in me to appoint me to this BIDA board. And although I am not a politician, I will continue to do my best to support the city of College Park in whichever way I can. I love the city of College Park, and I'm thankful that you're in my life. So thank you very much, sir. Trace, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a bottle, but it's not a bottle. This just says College Park Business and Industrial Development Authority 2019 Appreciation Award presented to Councilman Tracy Wyatt.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't worry about it. They told me it's a free bar next door at the arena, so I'll see y'all over there. But thank you, and Madam Chair, I don't know where you are. There you go. Thank you, Madam Chair, as well. Thank y'all very much. Thank you.
All right, let's give Councilman Wyatt a big round of applause. I'd like to call Michael Hightower to the stage, the Honorable Mayor of the City of South Fulton, Bill Edwards, and clearly College Park Development Authority appointee Sabrina Willis, along with City Manager Terrence Moore. Please come to the stage.
Thank you, and good evening, and I will be very brief. It's been a long but beautiful evening. I just want to thank Artie for allowing me, and let me first say my dear friend and my seatmate, Mayor Bill Edwards, just left. He had another event that I will be joining him at shortly, so Mayor Longino, he said congratulations, and he regretted he will get with you later. I'll be very brief. I think enough has been said, and let me back up and acknowledge again Valerie Jackson. Valerie, would you please stand? Valerie Jackson, I tell you, although it's Jack's night, but your husband set the tone for so much in this city and the nation. And we can never, Mayor Longino, if you don't mind, we can never say enough about the late Mayor Jackson. So thank you. Yeah, you can clap for that again, please. I want to say that. As a native of College Park, and it's good, and I thought about, as Artie asked myself, along with Bill Edwards, to talk about a few things with Jack, and very briefly, I thought about what can I say about a man who has served his hometown and who has done well and remained humble. Number one, I think leadership and teamwork. Sometimes I would call, we call him Jack, but I would call the mayor and say, Mayor, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And sometimes I would get a bit frustrated. But he reminded me of one thing all the time, Michael, is teamwork. And he never wanted to credit as he worked through things in these last several years. I think secondly, I think his results. As a private sector business owner, at the end of the day, what have you done? What can you show? Minus the talk. And clearly, Mayor Longino has demonstrated results for the region. And over the past several years, Jack and I have had a chance to be involved. I see Hartsfield Jackson back in the back, Michael back there, with a variety of Atlanta City mayors. And certainly, Mayor Bianca, you will have the same challenge as you become mayor, and how we have to work through different administrations. And there have been times when he would get frustrated, he would take a deep breath and work through things, because one of those meetings involved one of the more recent mayors, and I was involved with that conversation, and Jack took a deep breath, which allowed College Park to get where it needed to be in spite of egos at the table. That's critical. And so, Gloria, thank you for sharing him. Thank you for sharing time from the grandkids and the lake. And to citizens, thank you for supporting him as we go forward. And a lot has been said tonight, and I was on the city council from here in this city from 1979 until 1986, so I can tell you what this city has done and the changes it has made before Jack, during Jack, and in the future. None of us stand alone. Each administration comes and serves. But let us always remember, in spite of the pats on the back, in spite of everything else, we're here to serve and here to give. And let's keep that in front of us at all times with humility. And Jack has done that with humility. Didn't want credit, worked hard, and I want to just say, Jack, thank you for giving. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor just again tonight to join this stage as we say thank you, Jack, for 24 plus years, but also as we as a community embrace ourselves to continue to support this community as we support the next mayor for the future. That's what it's all about. I talked to Jack last week, and in his own humble way, Gloria, he said, I've served my time. I'm going to be around. And it's now for me time to pass the torch. That's what it's all about, guys. Let's do that for a better College Park, for a better state, and for a better nation. May God bless you.
It's an honor to stand before you all to just say thank you to Mayor Jack Longino. He's been a true friend, a true supporter of Faber House. When we first started the program, I can remember inviting the mayor out to our program, and he came out and he really got a chance to mentor many of the kids on the track program. But over the years, being a part of the city and growing in the community, and he's just been a friend, and I just want to just say thank you for your friendship. Thank you for being a great mayor. Your legacy will live on, and I'm just thankful. And Mayor, I admire you, and I want you to know that. Thank you.
Mayor Longino, as I formally like to introduce him, the Honorable Mayor Jack Patterson Longino. Many of y'all didn't know that the P stood for Patterson, correct? I'd like to emphasize that whenever I make the announcement, but very briefly, a lot has been said, a lot of kind words have been said over the years, a lot of kind words will continue to be offered about the Honorable Jack Patterson Longino. Speaking on behalf of staff and daily operations, your friendship and wisdom were extremely invaluable, extremely appreciated. I've worked in a number of cities as a city manager throughout the country, and in terms of friendship, camaraderie, wisdom, and effectively providing leadership and guidance as a result of those traits and qualities, you're tops, Mayor Longino. So I thank you personally and professionally for the opportunity to work with you and the opportunity to join the City of College Park nearly 7 years ago. And many of you all in the community, stakeholders, residents, business people, and the like, have a lot to be grateful for because of those defined traits, characteristics, and abilities. Thank you very much, Honorable Jack Patterson Longino. And Gloria, you as well. Your friendship, your kindness, your generosity in sharing this individual and being supportive to that effect as well. Thank you. We should also give a round of applause to Gloria Longino as a result of that. I've talked with her, many of us have interacted with her, and I've shared, you don't know this, Gloria, but I've shared with Mayor Longino a number of times. Mayor Longino, Gloria truly loves you. And again, totally unsolicited, that's just my sincere and genuine observation. Otherwise, why would you do this to yourself? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
College Park Business Development Authority 2019 Appreciation Award presented to Mayor Jack P. Longino. I'm going to have a little bit to talk about in a moment, but I'd like for Gloria to come up to the stage. She's going to have to stand here one more time with me. That's a small token of appreciation. You know, it's amazing what's been accomplished throughout my whole life. I've been a businessman for 42 years. I've been at that business for 50 years. I started there when I was 16 years old. Bought it when I was 22. Built a house when I was 21. Born and raised in College Park within the same block that I live in today. Yes, my grandfather was the mayor. 14 to 18, he went on to be county commission of Fulton County. T. Owen Smith was right behind me, served 16 years. Lots of people look at me awful funny. said, why in the world are you talking about a Smith? You're a Longino. Well, facts, ladies and gentlemen, my grandmother was a Smith, and Tio and I were cousins. He came to me in 1996, late 95, and encouraged me to move from the council seat to the mayor's seat. I personally thought I would be there for a year or two, 3 or 4, and move on. Here we are, 24 years later, and I'm humbly honored that the citizens of College Park thought enough of me to elect me 6 times. And when I say elected me, I had opposition every time I ran. There have been negatives, there have been positives. And my wife will tell you, what do I do with the negatives? I say, sweetheart, they go down the river, they're gone. It's the positive things that people say that make you feel so good. You can be in the grocery store or in a restaurant or just in the city, and somebody comes up and tells you how happy they are for what you've done. I didn't do it for myself. I did it for each and every one of you. Some tell me I'm too humble, but I'm telling you right now, you can be as humble as you want to be, but I don't care what you accomplish in life. It takes a team. And I've had a great team. I started out working with Miss Jackson's husband, Maynard. I learned a lot from him. Work with Mayor Campbell. I work with Mayor Franklin. I work with Cassine. And I haven't done that much with Keisha. But I really believe that the difference in College Park today is about working with people. I believe this, and I say this quite often. I don't get mad, I just keep asking. Look what we've accomplished. This facility was moved from Sullivan Road. Councilman Phillips' wife, Jessie Phillips, sits down there. I served with Chuck Phillips, her husband, for 25 years. We were a great team, and we figured out how to get these things done. Mayor Campbell told me he would never move this facility from Sullivan, that we just have to put up with the 5th runway being at the front door. I just kept asking. Guess what? We got it moved. We have the SkyTrain. We got 970 rooms on this one site of Class A hotel space, with 3 more coming, and 1 at Hartsfield-Jackson. You know, regardless of what happens, Jack has left a legacy that many people will have to look towards. I said earlier, lots of people have said, how am I? I'm fine. Are you disappointed? You're always disappointed. It's easy to win. It's hard to lose. But someone said to me one time, you know, life is about change. And I don't believe anybody's seen any more change than I have gotten to see in the mayor's seat and in my business world. I've been in the automotive repair business for 50 years, and if you don't think there hadn't been change in the automobile field, you better look at what you're driving today, what you were driving 25 years ago. And if there's going to be any other great change, it's going to be in your automobiles. Technology is moving forward with or without us. And I guess that's the reason I have adapted so well to change. And I personally want to thank all of my friends who have supported me 110%. I want to thank the community for all they have been able to give to me under my leadership. It's been a great run, ladies and gentlemen. I said earlier when I was up here, I'm not going away. I'm just going to change how I do things. I believe I bring people together, and I believe I sell things. And I never imagined that I'd have as many friends as I do have from all over metropolitan Atlanta area. And I will build on that to whatever I decide to do next year. I'm not deciding this year. I'm going to finish out my few weeks that I have, make whatever choices, whatever decisions that we have to make, and I will pass the baton to Bianca Motley Broom in January with honor and dignity, and going to encourage her to walk some in my shoes. I know that there will be a difference, but I also know this. I think there's a lot of legacy there that they will look towards. This is home. This is where I'm invested. And I'm going to do all I can to be sure that we stay on a course to continue to make this is the greatest city south of I-20. I was asked in 1996 to put warehouses right where this facility sits. I said, no, we'll leave it in trees. What have we gotten? And my colleagues throughout the Southern Crescent will tell you, be careful what you choose, because what you choose will be here for generations. I have been able to leave a mark with the council members, city managers, and staff that no one will ever be able to touch. And if that's not an honor, there's not such a thing. So I thank you. I thank you for your friendships, Ms. Phillips, Sabrina, Ken Jenkins, and many others in here, of your support, your wisdom, and your careness. And we will all be friends for many, many years to come. Politics is a funny thing. They'll say a lot of nasty things about you while you're running. When it's all over, you're supposed to be their best friend. But guess what? 8 times I've never talked nasty about a candidate, not one time. My team will tell you, when they want to go negative, I say take the high road. You can't take back something you've said to whoever. And I'm not saying I've never said anything I wish I'd never said. But I've learned a whole lot about being careful about what you say about people. Because once you write it, once you type it, once you say it, you cannot take it back. It will live with you for the rest of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Holidays. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
We'd like to congratulate Mayor Longino and Councilman Tracy Wyatt in their retirements. And a special, right after this program today, we have a special get-together over at the Gateway Arena for everyone. Two last things. Tasha Hall Garrison, Renee Coakley, come to the stage. Gary, come to the stage. As you leave on this evening, please don't forget your coats, number one. I'm quite sure once you get outside, you'll probably double back if you do. But in addition to that, as you leave this evening, please stop by the door and get your token of appreciation from us. Come up to the stage, please. There's a special gift from the Atlanta Dream and also from the Hawks. I'm sorry, the Sky Hawks. This program would not have been possible without these two. So thank you, ladies. These are the two people behind the scenes that you haven't seen much of today, but they were responsible for putting it all together. So let's give them a big round of applause. And if you haven't heard it, please follow the bands outside. They're going to march all the way over to the arena. Everybody have a great night. Thanks. Congratulations again to all of the businesses. Congratulations to everyone that received an award today. And we look forward to working with you in the new year. Have a good night.